Well, that sucked. Not a whole lot to say about that. Really, it's a game that doesn't matter a whole lot on the grand scheme of things. Picking up a point is pretty important, and it's really tomorrow's game that's the big one. So all we can do is look ahead from here, and also realize that even if should we lose tomorrow, if the Rangers also lose, they will still be below us. They play Philly tomorrow. Pissed off Philly team that's been on a bit of a losing streak, and I think is now actually sitting behind the Capitals for first place in the conference, so they should be especially motivated tomorrow night. Sabres got the Canes, who played the Islanders today and beat a pretty mediocre to crappy Islanders team 4-2. I actually watched part of the game and continue to wonder how the Canes are a good team, but apparently they are. So we have to beat them tomorrow. And I think the outlook is good. I think the Sabres are due for a win. And another thing to note is that if the Sabres do win in regulation tomorrow, that will solidify their tiebreaker against the Canes. Should they tie and regulation wins, the Sabres will have the edge because then it'll move to points gained in matches between the two teams. And a regulation win tomorrow gives the Sabres 5 and would give the Canes 4. So hopefully we have that to look forward to. 3 stars for the night. Drew Stafford, I guess, is the first star. Man, he scores the shittiest looking goals, but he scores them, so good for him. Second star, I think Thomas Vanek had a goal, played well, playing like a captain. And third star, I will give to Tim Connolly, who had an assist, who was 14-8 on face-offs, which is a nice, pleasant surprise from him. And you know what? I'm gonna give him a share of the third star with Gaustad and Gerbe as well. Gaustad was 14-6 on face-offs and had a goal, and Gerbe not only had an assist, but his hustle led to the power play that led to the Sabres' 4th goal, which is the reason that they got points. So those are the 3 stars. 3 black holes. I think Jonas Enroth probably has to get the first black hole, just not a strong effort by him. I think Chris Butler, I would give the second black hole. Was a -2 on the night. Just not a great looking game by him. And third black hole, I'm not really sure who to give this one to. I kind of want to split it between Jason Pominville, who just seems like Pominville and Connolly just take turns fucking up the power play, and maybe that's not as true as it seems like, but Jesus Christ. And Pominville also plays in the penalty kill, which failed the Sabres tonight, so I'll give him a share of that third black hole, along with Steve Montador, who's -1. Didn't get a whole lot of minutes, not really a whole lot to say on him. Like I said, Carolina tomorrow at 5 p.m. That's right, it's an early game. 5 p.m. Both teams traveling. Carolina coming from Long Island, Buffalo coming from Washington. Hopefully that works in the Sabres' favor tomorrow. And I hope they've got a great effort for that game because they need it. That's a big one. Win tomorrow takes a magic number. Regulation win tomorrow takes a magic number from 7 to 3. That'd be 3 points that the Sabres either need to pick up or the Canes need to lose for Buffalo to secure a playoff spot. Not taking Toronto seriously. And an overtime or shootout win would not really help the Sabres in terms of tiebreakers, but it would knock that magic number down to 5. And I'll check that tiebreaker real quick to see what the tiebreaker is after head-to-head points, just to figure out what happens next. I guess it's goal differential, which the Canes are awful in. They are -8, and the Sabres are plus. I actually think they're plus 11 now, and the Canes are actually -6 since they won by 2. Yeah. So if the Sabres win in overtime or the shootout tomorrow, they'll still hold the tiebreaker. Basically, if they win tomorrow, they'll have a tiebreaker on the Canes if regulation rounds wind up tied. So yeah, win tomorrow. That's it.